Alright, so some more Besiege. So I've been tinkering with the Land Battleship design I had earlier, and I've come out with the D-hull. D in this case for Dreadnought. So, corny probably, yes, but anyway. So the point remains, this one here is of course out of all the most well armed. I also took the liberty to use a different skin. I'm using the Daedric skin, along with the Wormwood Wildfire skin here in the front. There, I used Daedric skin pretty much on all of the outside of it, except for these cannons. Now, of course, I recolored these to be Daedric to differentiate the main battery from the secondaries over here. And down here, these flamers are actually modded to with the No Bounds mod, so they go farther than the vanilla ones will. And aside from that, of course, they're just used by Y. You press it and you get fire. So going up, of course, another noticeable difference here is the missiles. These are using the military models package for skins. It's the Hellfire missile. So those are here, the grabbers. Now these things, all the missile up and down traverse is the same button to make them either go up and down. Now they can run into an issue with these lower bits of armor beneath them. That can jam it up and break if you do it too much, but considering that they're also just unguided missiles set to maximum speed, thrust, fuel, all that, they're not really too good of a weapon to use. But you know, if there's targets up somewhere you want to just maybe get a lucky hit on, you know, then it's gonna be good. Aside from that, it's just cool. So they got that. Now the controls for the vehicle itself, the basic controls, are still going to be the same as they were for the others. All these here, the main battery is just press C once and it'll fire all of them. Now over here, of course, you can see this thing here, this is the water cannon. This I mounted on the back just in case something is going to catch on fire and you need to put it out. Or if you're going to be running into something that could be on fire, then you can just swing the turret around this way so the water cannon points forward and just hit, I believe it's, let's say that it is U, I believe. Yeah, that's U. So there's a lot of controls now with all this. These things here, these are just remote grenades. They're not modded or anything. These are designed so that if you have pursuers, you can simply press not V. These ones here are actually run by 0 on the number, not the number pad. They are the number line keys. So 0 releases the grabbers, then of course K detonates the grenades. I would recommend getting a little bit farther away when you detonate them though. So another noticeable feature here is we have these propellers using the military model package with the skins, and those are just run to O. So with their toggle mode, you press O and you'll get a boost. Now these are modded with the No Bounds mod and set to 5, so they can of themselves move the vehicle very slowly, but they're just more so designed to give a little bit of speed boost, and of course they are reversed, so they got that. Now for another key noticeable difference, all of these things here, these turrets going around the secondaries, those are all completely 100% independent of each other, including the cannons. So the cannons have a 1 through 4 here, so we got this cannon here, it's 2, 4, this one's 3, and this one's 1. And the controls here are comma period, QR, BN, and Z and X. So if you would be wondering possibly why these ones have the decouplers down here and this has the pistons, it is because, as I said earlier with the first one, it is a catch the cannon design. And the reason again for that is so it can all fit in the bounding box, which it can. I'll show that in a little bit. But yes, of course this vehicle, like I said, does fit in the bounding box perfectly well. So the reason these things are here, well again, it's being a catch the cannon design, so you have to move forward, and when you move forward you can, with a reasonable amount of good timing and practice, you can get all the cannons placed really well in the grabbers. Now what you can't do, however, is use that run forward design to catch these because these are, of course, going to go the opposite direction. They're going to go diagonally. So what you want to do then is you put these here, the decouplers, so when these do fall, it's not that bad, and you can use then, of course, the H to extend the pistons and grab the cannons. And then, once that's done, you can just move them out of the way a little bit, and then hit J to detach these things, and they'll just shoot off. Really easy peasy. And they won't be in your way anymore. And of course, after you get the cannons all attached, these things are completely useless. And the only thing they would possibly do is just get in the way of the cannons from the main battery. So, of course, don't need to worry about that. Just press J when you're done attaching cannons, and it's gone. So I did also not change the camera. I thought about putting more cameras for the individual guns, but of course that could get a little more complicated and have even more controls to deal with. And if you know anything about Besiege, you can know some of these complex machines have a ton of controls to have to know and deal with. And I try to keep it simple enough to have a good design like this. It's modular, you can do what you want with it. And to be able to keep it, keep a high ease of use with it. So of course, underneath I hadn't really done anything. It's still the same as the others. The reason being is that I already had in a lot of parts without all this additions I made. And on mine, it crashed a lot building this thing. I don't know what the issue there was. But trying to put even more bracers to keep it more steady is gonna add a lot more weight if you do it too much. And it's gonna add a whole bunch more things to lag the game. But of course, if you have a faster computer and all that, you can just go about it yourself and embrace the ever-living crap out of it if you want. Doesn't really matter. So yeah, that's pretty much the full additions I made to this thing here. This is the Dreadnought class, the DL. So let's try it out. See if we can get this thing running correctly. Again, you're gonna want to run this slowly, so let's do that. So there, not too bad, not too bad. We have a little bit of a hiccups there, the cannons, but not that bad at all. So let's move Z over there. Wow, I can't believe I actually got that right. That's amazing. Q does that one. Q and R. I know it's a weird thing, but I didn't want to use W or E to know anything was using them. So then, what's another thing? We have the brackets control. Apparently nothing. Thought they controlled something. It's the semicolon. As you see there, the semicolon and quote raise and lower the Hellfire rockets. And let's go over here. Can we do this? Yep. And the things next to the exclamation point, the greater or less than signs, do that. Bada bing, bada boom, you can shoot those off. Of course, as you would drive, those will move themselves off anyway, but I'm just going to use this to make it easier. There we go, got rid of them. Alright, so we have all these things. These controls are good. We got those things working. 0. And of course, as you can see, it does move it slightly. So we could just, and of course, if you had the no bounds mod, you could easily just change these to different speed. The reason being is just for ease of use and cruise control, so all you have to do is focus on turning. And of course, as you see here, it's going to go really slowly, so we can speed it up. Don't want to get anything caught under the vehicle. That's another reason I keep these things, to help keep things out from underneath. Because underneath it can break the wheels really easy. So then we could, of course, just aim up with our main battery. Now there can be issues here when you run into something like this, but of course these cannons aren't meant to aim that way. So let us just remove these things. Z and X does that one. And I believe now let's just This is the troubling thing. I have so many controls, I forget which does which. That's another thing they should have. Like, they should have the option to look at the controls while you're doing this as well. So that goes up. Give me a second to find this thing. I'm still learning my own vehicle. There we go, in. So we can swing this around to the back as it's meant to be. And these don't have up and down traverse, and they don't have the suspensions, because these cannons are also just set to the default power, so they're not going to break anything when they fire. I'm going to use infinite ammo just to do demonstrations, but of course, to use it in game, you wouldn't have infinite ammo on unless you have a mod that allows you to do that and progress, which is awesome if you want to do that. You bought the game, do whatever you want. So here, I believe that one fired too. No, it didn't. Good. So we got all that done. Now, of course, we can fire one, and then two. Can we actually move two and hit something with it? So we can find out what the hell two is. N, M. Oh, it's Q and. No, it's not. Oh, well, we got T. Launched our rockets. Got our flames going. So of course you can see there it does go a little bit further than thing, and we got that building on fire. Alright, so let's see if we can aim this other cannon here. So I completely... Yeah, V does that. V releases all the cannons. So there you go. Alright, but you get the idea. You can change all this. And of course, here, I'm just going to do this again. And see if J breaks them. It doesn't. Alright, so of course F is going to be the main battery camera. I didn't include the others because it's going to be, like I said, a bunch of controls to deal with. So this is going to be it for the, I might make more of this, I don't know, but as of this video and this creation, this is the final thing I am doing in the Land Battleship in the D-Hull Dreadnought class. And that's going to be it for today, so I hope you enjoyed this thing. I'm going to have a link in the description, all that juicy info. And yeah, so you want to get this thing, you want to download it, cool. If not, that's fine. See ya.